Welcome back to the English Hub. I'm David Miller, sitting here in Los Angeles, where the sun has officially retired for the season. Goodbye, summer. Hello, where are my socks?
And I'm Jessica Martin, Jess, if you like. And David, I swear, autumn just knocked on the door and said, "Surprise! Time for you to be cold and cozy at the same time."
Exactly. It's like I spent 3 months saying, oh, it's too hot. Now I'll spend 3 months saying, oh, it's too cold. Humans are never happy.
Yeah, we always find something to complain about. But honestly, autumn is one of my favorite times of year. You've got hot drinks, cozy blankets, candles, reading books.
Pumpkin spice lattes.
Of course, the basic autumn starter pack.
Hey, don't judge me. I feel smarter when I hold a pumpkin spice latte. Like, oh yes, I'm reading Shakespeare, when actually I'm just scrolling Instagram.
Listeners, wherever you are, grab a coffee or tea, or if you're like David, your fancy pumpkin spice latte. Sit back, relax. This isn't school. This isn't homework. You don't have to take notes. You can listen while driving, walking, cooking, or even when you're in bed trying to fall asleep.
And if you are in bed, sweet dreams. Just imagine Jess and me whispering grammar rules while you drift off.
We'll whisper jokes, not grammar. That's less scary.
True. Grammar nightmares are real.
So today's topic is something that, let's be honest, we all need. David, do you ever procrastinate?
Me? Never. I'm a productivity machine. I finish everything ahead of time. My desk is spotless. My inbox is at 0. Okay, I can't even say that with a straight face.
I was gonna say you're the king of procrastination.
Oh, 100%. If procrastination were an Olympic sport, I'd be world champion. But actually, no, I'd never show up for the competition because I'd be too busy organizing my pencils or watching cat videos.
That's exactly it. And I think everyone listening knows that feeling. You need to do something important, but suddenly everything else becomes urgent.
Right. Like, I'll write my report, but first I should clean the fridge and then obviously alphabetize my Netflix list.
Yes, or you're about to start a big project and your brain goes, "Wait, what if we just take a nap first?"
The eternal nap.
But here's the thing. We make these big tasks scarier than they are. Like, David, imagine if I told you, you need to write a 300-page book on business English.
A 300-page book? Jess, no, I'd rather climb Mount Everest in flip-flops.
Exactly. It feels huge and impossible. But what if I said, David, just write one paragraph, just a tiny piece, 2 minutes of writing.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad. 2 minutes is nothing. I waste more time deciding what socks to wear.
And that's the secret. That's the 2-minute rule. Instead of looking at the mountain, you just take one little step.
It's like instead of clean the whole apartment, you just say, okay, I'll wash 2 dishes.
Or instead of go to the gym for 2 hours, you say, I'll just put on my sneakers.
Or instead of run a marathon, you say, I'll walk to the mailbox.
Exactly. And the funny part is, once you start, you usually keep going.
Yeah, because the hardest part is just starting. Once you've started, momentum carries you forward.
That's true with everything. Homework, emails, cleaning, even writing books.
Or podcasts.
Right. If we thought, oh no, we have to record 40 minutes, we'd panic. But if we think, let's just chat for a couple minutes, boom, we're here, laughing already.
And now we've tricked ourselves into working.
Exactly. And that's today's theme, the magic of the 2-minute rule and how it can save us from procrastination.
But before we dive deep, let's be honest. Jess, what's the most ridiculous thing you've ever done to avoid a task?
Oh, I have a list. So let's start with real life, not business, not school, not work, just everyday life.
Yes, the battlefield we call home.
Exactly. So normally we say, I need to clean the whole apartment. And your brain just screams, no, that's too much.
Yeah, because clean the whole apartment sounds like a weekend project, not a 2-minute job.
But with the 2-minute rule, you break it down. Instead of clean the apartment, you just say, okay, I'll wipe one shelf. 2 minutes, done.
Or instead of do all the laundry, just throw one shirt in the washing machine. That's it.
I love that, David. One shirt? Your washing machine will be so disappointed.
True, but at least I started, and once I put one shirt in, I think, well, I might as well add the socks too. And boom, the laundry's going.
Yes, that's the trick. For example, instead of clean the whole kitchen, just wash one plate.
Or instead of cook dinner, just chop one tomato.
Or instead of organize the closet, just fold one t-shirt.
Or instead of fix the whole garden, just water one plant.
Haha, and then the other plants get jealous. Hey, water me too.
Exactly. Suddenly you're gardening without realizing it.
Another one I love. Instead of clean the bathroom, just clean one mirror. 2 minutes, shiny mirror, instant success.
Or instead of take out all the trash, just pick up one small bag.
And here's my personal favorite. Because I procrastinate on this, instead of change the bed sheets, just put the pillowcases in the laundry. 2 minutes.
Yeah, but if you only change pillowcases, it's like your bed is saying, thanks, but what about the rest of me?
Okay, fine. But the point is, 2 minutes is easy. And usually when you do the small part, you feel good. And you keep going.
It's like tricking your brain into action. And the best part, even if you stop after 2 minutes, you still did something. The house is still a little bit cleaner.
Exactly. Progress, not perfection. That's the real magic of the 2-minute rule.
Okay, Jess, but let's be honest. Do you use it at home?
Yes, but also no. Sometimes I say 2 minutes, and then 2 hours later, I'm still cleaning.
So the 2-minute rule can actually backfire. Suddenly you're Marie Kondo folding socks like a pro.
Yes, but in a good way.
So listeners, try it at home. Next time you see a big, scary chore, just take 2 minutes. Do one shelf, one dish, one little step. You'll be amazed.
And now that we've cleaned our imaginary house, maybe we should clean up our work life.
Oh boy, here comes the scary part. Using the 2-minute rule in business and work. Okay, so we cleaned our house with the 2-minute rule. Well, at least in theory. But let's be honest, the house is easy compared to work.
Ah, yes, work. The land of never-ending emails, scary deadlines, and meetings that could have been emails.
True. The perfect place to procrastinate. I'll write that report, but first, let me sharpen all my pencils. And then I'll, update my LinkedIn photo.
Exactly. But here's the good news. The 2-minute rule also works in business, work, and study.
Let's give some examples. Instead of saying, I need to answer all my emails, just say, I'll answer one email. 2 minutes. Done.
Or instead of prepare the whole presentation, just open PowerPoint and write one slide.
Or even better, just open PowerPoint. Because half the time, that's the hardest part, opening the software.
True. And once you open it, you think, well, maybe I'll add a title. And suddenly, 10 minutes later, you've got 3 slides.
It's the same with reports. Instead of write the full report, just type the title or the first sentence. Boom, 2 minutes, progress.
Students, this works for you too. Instead of study the whole chapter, just read one page.
Or instead of write the whole essay, just write one sentence, even if the sentence is, I don't know what to write.
Yes, because once you start, your brain wakes up and says, okay, fine, let's keep going.
It's like tricking yourself into being productive.
Another one for work. Instead of call all your clients, just call one client. 2 minutes, done.
Or instead of organize all your files, just rename one file.
I feel like that's exactly what you do, David. Rename one file, then take a coffee break.
Guilty. But hey, at least I renamed it. That's progress.
Another fun one for studying, instead of learn 50 new words, just write down 2 words in your notebook.
Or open your book and highlight one line. That counts.
And again, the magic is when you start, you usually keep going.
Yes, it's like Netflix. I'll just watch one episode.
Famous last words. Suddenly it's 3 a.m. and you've watched the whole season.
So if we can binge watch shows, we can binge do small tasks too.
Exactly. And that's the 2-minute rule in business, work, and study. Don't think about the giant, scary monster task. Just think, what's the smallest piece I can do in 2 minutes?
And remember, even if you stop after 2 minutes, you're still further ahead than you were before.
So whether it's emails, essays, presentations, or exams, you can start small.
And listeners, trust us, if we can fight procrastination, anyone can.
That's true. That's true. So maybe you're wondering, why does this actually work? I mean, how can 2 minutes change anything?
Yeah, it sounds too simple, right? But it's all about the psychological barrier to entry.
Exactly. The hardest part of any task isn't finishing it. It's starting it. Your brain sees a big, scary project and says, nope, too big, let's run away.
But when you say, relax brain, it's just 2 minutes, your brain goes, oh, that's easy, we can do that.
And once you start, you create momentum, like pushing a heavy car. It's impossible at first, but once it's rolling, it gets easier.
Or like eating a bag of chips. You say, I'll just have one. And famous last words. Suddenly the bag is empty.
Yes, the 2-minute rule tricks your brain into starting small, and then you usually keep going.
And even if you don't keep going, hey, you still did something. 2 minutes of progress is better than 0 minutes of procrastination.
Exactly. So here's our challenge for you, listeners. Right now, yes, right now, find one task you can do in less than 2 minutes.
It can be anything, like take out the trash, or finally water that poor plant that looks like it's writing its will,
Or wash one dish.
or finally buy batteries for the wall clock that stopped working 6 months ago.
Or, my favorite, take down the Christmas tree from last year.
Yes, if your Christmas tree is still up, congratulations, you've won the Procrastination Olympics.
So listeners, here's your challenge. Do one 2-minute action today. Then come back and tell us in the comments what you did.
We want to hear your funny, small wins. Did you fold one sock? Delete one email? Finally throw away that empty shampoo bottle? Share it with us.
And if this episode made you smile or helped you start something, don't forget to subscribe to the English Hub. Like this episode and share it with a friend who also procrastinates.
Which is basically everyone.
Exactly. And the more friends you share with, the more people can join our cozy little hub.
All right, Jess, let's wrap up before I procrastinate on ending this episode.
Thank you for being with us today. Stay cozy, stay motivated, and remember, the first step is always just 2 minutes away.
Now go do your 2 minutes and no excuses.
See you next time at the English Hub.